What's up, guys? Welcome back to Season 1, Episode 4 of the Save the Best for Last podcast. Today's guests opened in July of 2019. Since then, they've given away over $100,000 worth of merchandise to the greater Columbus community, all while styling and obtaining clients such as Garrett Wilson, Chase Young, Trippie Redd, Fabulous, ASAP Ferg, Baby Tron, Made in Tokyo, Rilo Rodriguez, the Ohio State football team, athletic programs and their student body, the Columbus Blue Jackets, MLS Cup champions, the Columbus Crew, and most importantly, the people of the Columbus community. Today, I would like to welcome the owners of Heat Archive.
What's up, everybody? My name's Matt.
What's up, guys? It's Griffin.
Yo, we in here. It's Andrew. How we feeling? We good?
So these three gentlemen started Heat Archive in 2019, right? I got the date right. Didn't fuck that up. That's good.
19th, yeah.
19th? Do you remember that day?
It's the 27th.
27th.
That's what I was thinking, the 19th or 27th.
I was confirming 19, though. 2019.
2019.
Oh,
That's where you got fucked up. That's where he mixed it up. Okay, let's go back to that day. Do you remember anything about that day, the grand opening of Heat Archive? Because we weren't originally in this building. And if you know anything about this building, we're on High Street, not far from campus, also not far from any of the major stadiums in Columbus. So it's like an ideal location, but we didn't start here. So I want to kind of go back to like when we actually started, what that Indianola Ave store looked like and like what that first day on the block was like.
That was a throwback. Yeah.
First day, well, I can remember personally, we didn't really have too much of a buzz in the city yet, so like people are still trying to figure us out and whatnot. I know my boy Khan, made by NGO, if you guys know him, he came through the store like right before we opened, so we got a little bit of buzz from him and whatnot. But personally, I remember, I think it was like the first 30 minutes. I don't even think anybody came through really. Like honestly, like
I think our boy from high school, Brandon, was like the first person to buy some.
Yeah, so
Shout out to Brandon for real. He's
Brandon.
out there.
But yeah, the first 30 minutes, I don't remember people coming in. So we was just like kind of all standing around, like kind of waiting for that first person to show up. And, finally enough, somebody showed up and then people started rolling in behind them. And, that's what kicked it off.
That's what kicked it off. Yeah, that's awesome. So before the opening, I guess to bring us to that moment, were you guys all online selling together, selling individually?
Like all selling individually.
Individually. Okay.
Yeah, we like sneaker show to sneaker show, like pretty much all across the globe, like weekend after weekend, just hitting those.
Every weekend.
Yeah.
Literally every weekend we would either be in Columbus, camping out for shoes, or we would be in Cincinnati or Kentucky, honestly. We would even go to Indiana sometimes and stuff if it made sense.
And so it was camping out, and it was also like the actual like sneaker cons and different conventions that were selling stuff there. Okay, so when did the idea come about that like, okay, this might make sense for us to come together and do this as one?
Right. I feel like we were helping out, or I was helping out our homies in Cincy with their store, and we were from Columbus. I was going to school at Cincy at the time, and we were just thinking like Columbus doesn't have anything like this. We got to bring something like this to Columbus when the time's right.
Yeah.
Time came and we made it happen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think it was perfect timing, honestly, too, with how everything planned out, because there wasn't really nothing in the city yet. So.
Yeah, in 2019, so that's about a year before COVID hit, which is a wild time to be a business owner during COVID. But at the same time, the sneaker community was like booming, right? People are getting their stimmies, they're using them on this stuff. And like, it was an ideal time to kind of own a business, oddly enough, because people didn't have shit to do, but they were still getting money. So like, why not spend it on a place like this? So do you think like the pandemic had like an increase of traffic or like sales?
I feel like it was like neutral. I feel like we were open long enough that we had like enough of a following to keep us going. If we had opened any later, we might have not had like enough like customers to like survive. I don't know, but like after a while, like people started to get their stimuluses and shit, and then there was like a surplus of money in the city.
Oh yeah.
Then we started picking up steam, but for a while it was kind of slow, honestly, during the.
Understood.
Yeah, I remember we couldn't even be open at one point. We were going to the store and just taking pictures, and we were putting them on our site because I think we
Yeah, we had to make a website. We didn't have a
24
website
hours.
even.
Yeah, so we didn't even have a website at that point, and
Like
I think
curbside pickup,
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
we were just
trying to
doing-
make shit shake.
Yeah.
doing whatever to make $1. So.
Yeah. Would you say since making that website, you've seen like a good amount of sales on that as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Website was
we
going crazy.
we had done the first website over COVID and then shut that iteration of it down, and then didn't have one again until we got into this spot and had like the right like structure for it.
Got it. Yeah. Wow, that's wild. Okay, so before we get into this beautiful structure, to anyone that's been in this building, how did you three meet? What was that dynamic like? He's laughing, so I'm ready for this story.
I'm only laughing because I'm the younger one.
how
out of us.
okay? How old is everyone?
I'm
25.
26.
24.
24. Okay, so similar in age though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 2 grades above me. So.
But you all went to school together
All
growing
went to
up.
the same school. Yeah, me and Griffin like literally lived like 2 houses down from each other.
Yeah, we were
wild.
like super.
So, yeah.
I was always the little kid coming over and hooping in the parking lot. And
What were you hooping in?
what was I hooping in? That's a good question.
You
I really
got
didn't have money like that, so I was probably just hooping in some like regular.
Some
regular
forces.
things. Yeah, some Roshis and stuff like that, man. So I ain't
Some
have
Hirachis. Those were the good days.
Yeah, the Hirachis. Yeah, Jordan Futures. Yeah, me and Griffin made a couple deals back in the day.
No doubt.
Sold me some Jordan Futures.
Griffin played your ass. So you all met pretty young. How old were you at this point? I guess all a year apart. but-
These guys were older than me, so I was just kind of always, I was always the dude that was trying to hang out with the older crowd and stuff like that. So I was really just, these dudes would show up to school in some heat. Like I remember Andrew, he had like these Jordan 5s. He had the pink foam positive.
Yeah, Andrew had all the foams.
Yeah, Griffin had some kicks, and I'd just be like, man, like they got some heat on.
He
Like,
got
you
their
know,
foam posits on.
I was dreaming about the
Foam for
shoes.
that.
I know. I had the Galaxy ones, and I thought that shit was so
Oh,
crazy.
yeah,
that
Galaxy
yeah,
foams?
You were
yeah.
her.
Oh, you had some shit. Huh?
Because my dad collected, so he was super into foams at the time. And so when I got those, I thought I was like earthy. And I didn't even play. I played soccer, so like, but it was still super cool for
Like
me.
the OG
Yeah.
Galaxy phone. 2 bands, 2-3 bands.
Or people were
Shoulda
trading that
kept
for a
them.
car.
Mine were beat as hell and they were small as hell.
That was the shoe. But yeah, these dudes were older than me, and we all just had a connection between shoes and
Yeah.
working hard, and
I feel like we were all playing basketball and shit too. Like we're all
Yeah,
seeing
we were
each
just
other at practice.
all
We're
in the
like,
same.
So you guys played for the school too together.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So that was fun. But yeah, I was low-key just like looking up to these guys growing up. I always wanted to be around them because we all had the same mindset and stuff like that. So you hang around good people.
You're gonna be good people,
Yeah,
right?
so it's like-
that's the math. That is the math. That's awesome. So when did you guys obviously had heat on, but when you were wearing the heat, were you selling at that point or were you
Yeah,
just
that's how we got.
still
That's how we
Yeah.
got the heat.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
right.
Flipping
at that
kicks,
point,
wearing
yeah.
them, selling them, like
Everything in the collection was for sale at the
Yeah.
same time.
So he'd be at school and bro would be like, "How much for those?"
I'd be in class putting them on
Started
Craigslist.
Started with 1 pair.
Yeah, I'm
what
about to
pair,
sell
what
these
pair
when I get out
started
of
it
school.
for everyone?
The Raptor
One pair.
7s, the Jordan Raptor 7s. Yeah.
That's-
See, I wanted the Bread 4s, but they was too expensive for my parent. I wanted just one thing for Christmas, Bread 4s, and they were going for like $354.
Was that 2016? No,
That's like
2014?
2012.
Oh damn! So this was like middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like
2012
young.
brands.
this
Because I remember I seen Griff having the Bread 4s on. It was like he picked them up on that Black Friday, and I
Right,
was
shout out to my grandma.
like, them are
She plugged you with the bread.
Damn.
Yeah, I think that's what I got for my birthday / Christmas
My
because they're
grandma
like the
would've-
same time.
She would have told me to
Shout
buy
out
it.
to
Hell yeah!
Shout
I
out to
got
Grandma.
shit at Payless. Grandma's the plug.
Oh yeah.
So what did you got the Raptors instead of the
Raptor
fours?
7s, yeah, and
Aren't
then
those comparable in price? Mom should have just slid the extra 20
nah,
bucks.
this was like 200, but the
Oh,
Red
okay.
4s was like 350
Oh damn!
on eBay. Yeah, this is like back when eBay was like the only place to buy shoes.
Damn. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
There was always sneaker pages in the city too, like just people.
Shout out Kickstown.
Yeah, Kickstown, but you could send like pictures or anything you had for sale, and they would post it on like the page for you. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's
that'd
how.
be funny. I
that would-
forgot about that for real.
Yeah, like there would be.
You'd have to pay them maybe like $5 to post your thing or something. Be like, hey, could you post these? I'm trying to sell them.
Yeah, so hey, whatever it was,
It's kind of like resale
That's
for
such a-
resale.
yeah, no, it was. Yeah,
Resale
so
for resale.
personally, I'll just, like they said, throw $5 for them to post up your shoes, and
That's
they
why.
sell. You meet somebody and whatnot. But that was the sketchy thing about meeting people in the back in the days. Like,
Go meet him in Hilltop. Shit might go down.
yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get out of meeting somebody.
My dad
randomly.
always had to take us. Shout out to him.
Dad was the security
Yeah, for
guard.
sure.
Hey,
Craigslist was a wild place. For sure. A lot of bad memories on Craigslist.
really?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm about to go back to that note, but what was your first shoe that kicked it off? He said the sevens.
Gray 11s.
Okay, that's an OG.
Mine was the Christmas Kobe's.
Christmas Kobe's.
Yeah, this is when like LeBrons and Kobe's were really hitting.
The
Like,
basketball shoes were what was popping. I remember I had the KDs with the strap.
Like 84.
KD
And I
Force.
thought those were the
Those were
like
hot.
That's
hottest shoes. And I would play basketball in my neighborhood and I thought those were so cool. But
KD Force for sure.
those were so hot. But yeah, there was definitely an era where like it wasn't like retros, it was like hoop shoes. Like hoop shoes were what
Hoop
was
shoes,
cool.
Yeah,
And like I remember all the boys would wear their hoop shoes with like their neon socks, and I'm like, I don't know what.
with the elite socks.
Yes, and the elite socks.
Elite
They would
socks had
trade
everybody in
elite
a
socks at
chokehold.
my school. I'm like, are we really trading fucking socks right now?
That's wild.
Hey, if you had elite socks, man, you were that kid in school.
You probably turned up at this age. That's wild. So what Craigslist memories are we talking about? Because you look like you fighting demons over there.
Yeah, back in the day, like we had to put them on Craigslist because I mean there was sneaker pages here and there, but Craigslist was really the spot, like where they'd see every shoe that was really listed in the city. So we meet up with people. It was cool majority of the time, but there was this one time. It was for the pink foams where I was selling them on there. I think it was about to give me like 300, 350. He pulled up in my neighborhood where I lived. I was like at the time probably like 13, 14. Two dudes in their whip. One dude got out. He's like checking them out and hands them to his boy in the car. And he's like, these straight. And he's like running to the front of the car to try to get in and drive off. And I'm like, no way. So I go in there and grab the shoes. And I'm like wrestling with bro. Like halfway in the whip, pulling them out. I get one shoe and I throw it back. And I'm like wrestling with the box. And the dude, the driver that like met with me first was like, yeah, just give it to him, bro. So the box was all ripped up. I'm running back home. Shoes is tore apart. Like, I'm just like, man. But got the shoes and everything was straight.
Yeah,
But
you didn't take the
after that,
loss.
my mom's just like, yeah, no more shoes. So
Yeah.
I had to just do it on the low-key side.
My son can't die over some damn shoes. That's wild. What the fuck? Did you guys have any crazy Craigslist stories? Or Facebook Market? I guess Facebook Marketplace wasn't even a thing then.
I took Matt to sell an iPhone.
Yeah, I've definitely had some
Shit
bad
down.
encounters. It wasn't with the shoe, but this was the iPhone. But I mean,
Let's
same.
hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah. So I was going to meet.
They
this
sell
dude.
iPhones too, guys.
Yeah. Hey, we was doing. I was hustling as a
But
kid.
everything's for sale.
Everything was for sale, but this is at the time where like the colored iPhones came out.
Oh,
like, I think it was-
5C.
Yeah, I was about to say the 5C. So
That was a
you know,
great
I had the blue one, and I was like, I'm gonna sell it. So I meet me and Griffin. He's taking me because I couldn't drive at the time, and they send me the wrong address. So we pull up in the driveway, and I'm like waiting for him to come out the house. He doesn't end up coming out the house, so he's like walking behind the car from the playground that's like directly behind us. And I get out the car, whatever. I'm like introducing myself. I'm like, he's looking at the phone, and you know, we're going back and forth or whatever. And he's like checking out the phone. He's like, "What's the password again?" And you know, me being young and silly and whatever, I tell him the password, and as soon as I tell him the password, he just
Dips.
books it.
Did you get in the car and chase after him?
Nah, listen. So
where it gets good.
this is where it gets good. So I hop in the car. I'm like, "Bro, Griffin, bro, they just stole it and
Right, and I
started
saw
running."
this out in my rearview mirror. I hadn't even got out of the car
So
yet.
hearts pounding at this point, and Griffin puts it in reverse, turns the wheel, backs the car right into the light pole, smacks his bumper, and it's like
Right.
a fucking huge dent in his car. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, anything can't
The
get.
adrenaline was going. I was like, oh my God, I just floored it. And just
And these dudes ran off with my stuff. I never heard back from them. That was one of the L's.
But you gotta take some L's to
Hey, you gotta take some L's.
Get
oh,
the
yeah, life
W's.
lessons for sure.
Life lessons. This is never an L. It's
Right.
life
yeah,
lessons.
for real. Okay, so that was like you were in like high school at that point, I would assume.
I might have
I've
been
seen-
like
I was
ninth
probably,
grade.
yeah.
I was probably a freshman, like
Freshman,
eighth grade,
maybe.
going into freshman year.
Yeah. So you guys weren't. So let's see, 2019. You guys weren't until like your early 20s. So you moved into the store together.
Yeah, I was. I think I was 19.
Oh wow,
That
that's
first store.
wild.
I was 20. Yeah, I was 19.
And you guys were there for 3 years, 2 years?
2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Actually, might have been 18 because my birthday's in August. So.
That's wild.
18, 19, yeah. So.
Good for you guys. So you were there for 2 years. Where was the turning point that you're like, okay, we need a different space?
Oh man.
When we ran out of space.
Yeah, when we ran out of space, it got really bad because at one
So you had
point,
too much stuff?
well, too much stuff, and our AC went out for like the last 3 months that we were
Yeah, I
there.
feel like we kept having
So,
issues
oh my
trying to
gosh,
do
dude. I remember vividly looking at Andrew at the end of the day. We all had sweat just like dripping down our foreheads. It got so hot in there during the summer. It
They're in
was
beaters. They're working at
it
beaters.
was crazy.
Oh, for real.
They needed the Kanye West.
But
shirts
really, when
back
we
then.
like,
Oh, yeah, we did.
we really thought we needed a new store was when the back room, literally you had to like turn sideways and like couldn't. It was so hard to find stuff back there. It was like Luke's NYC, like
Yeah,
literally
type
his
vibe.
yeah,
Shout out
like it was
Luke.
bad. So, but the shoes started getting closer to the register and stuff like that. So
You're like,
that
we
was-
need a
that
bigger
was definitely
space.
when we started to figure out that we needed something new.
And what made this space particularly home? Like, I assume you looked at multiple places.
Oh, we were looking for a while. This was just like the ideal spot for us, like right on campus, good foot traffic, perfect size. Cause we were looking at a lot of spots like on this street, like even on off Fifth right there, where
Amongst peers.
yeah, what's the store that used to be in there? It was like the clothing store.
Madison.
Madison
Yeah,
USA.
Madison USA.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
looked
had
at
some
that
homies that
spot.
worked
And that was
there.
cool, but it's like all that glass around there, and just being right off Fifth is like, eh.
Yeah.
So when they gave us the go here, we were like, oh yes,
We gotta take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long was the turnaround from the old store into here?
like 3 months.
3 months.
I remember we went.
Yeah.
I think it was me and you, right? We took a trip to LA. I think you went somewhere else.
Yeah, that was my family.
Yeah, and me and Andrew went out to LA right before we opened and bought a bunch of stuff for the store. We were out there shopping and stuff. So, just was gearing up for this
Yeah.
this opportunity and stuff. So,
That's awesome. And I want to jump to the opening day of this store. What did that look like in comparison to the first store?
Oh, the opening day was crazy.
Was it crazy?
Yeah, the opening day was crazy. Yeah, there's probably like 200 people waiting outside.
Oh my
We had
god.
a lot of doorbusters and stuff, but just like the community was really behind us by then.
Yeah.
Because just doing people right and just like really being for the community since we opened that first store. 'Cause we used to do the deals there. Like I remember the Black Friday was crazy.
yeah, we
popping.
used to
Like,
do crazy deals.
we had the line like wrapped around the whole building.
For the Black Friday, you guys do a lot of stuff. I've never
yeah.
been here on Black Friday.
We open at normally Black Friday. What we do is we open at midnight. A lot of people don't open up until
the next day.
next morning at 6. So
So you're open up on Black Friday from midnight all the way.
midnight to normally like 2 a.m.
Oh, so
And
they
it's
got-
it's always done us good. I feel like a lot of people like to shop.
Yeah.
Like get that like experience
Like
of
the
going
adrenaline
out at,
rush,
yeah,
yeah.
at midnight. Like like when I was growing up,
That was cool.
that was
fuck.
everybody wanted to go shop after Thanksgiving and
Yeah.
stuff. So I mean that's the vibe we brought.
So midnight to 2, and then you open like early the next
Yeah,
morning.
like 10 a.m.
Okay.
or noon, yeah.
That's probably such a cool shopping day here. I'll have to try to pull up this.
Yeah, we throw so many deals out. And when we first opened, like we had so much stuff, like literally, like there was literally nobody else in the state that had the stuff we did when we first opened.
Yeah, and
We made sure that we had like the stuff that everybody was looking for.
and that's
not
what I
just
feel
the
like
V-loan.
separates you guys. I just feel like, oh my god, I'm glad. Do you guys have any V-loan in here? I mean,
We
not
sold it
really.
all.
We got 2 pieces in the other day. It's in the bag. I think everything else is sold.
That's one of
Yeah.
the things. Like the purple jeans, just cut it. Or do people buy it?
People will buy it. I mean,
Oh,
people
V-loan.
still buy
Yeah.
V-loan. Like, I mean,
It's definitely died down a lot, but
yeah.
it
I
was
mean, we were
still
selling
against
we were
the
selling
program.
5 to like 7 City Morgue tees a day.
Jesus Christ.
City Morgue V-loan
so
took over
dumb
the
and dumb.
streets.
Oh my gosh, I can't
At the
even
old
imagine
store.
how much City Morgue we sold.
But
Yeah.
everyone loves it for some reason. But hey, more
Hey, that
power
was the
to you.
brand that was popping off. Just like any of the other brands as far as Denim Tears, Hellstar, like that V-Loan really
Pops.
had everybody in a chokehold. Everybody was turning their backs.
Against the world. No, but I think something that separates you guys from everyone else, which I find like so unique, and it's like my favorite place to come in Columbus, quite honestly, is like you guys have everything in here. Like a lot of stores, I feel like stick to the basic streetwear of obviously the sneakers, but like the Supreme, the V-Loan, just like the general streetwear look. But you guys carry a lot of mass designer and like underground companies that I didn't even heard of before you guys. Like you put me on to Capital. I wasn't even super privy to them. And so, like, I think a lot of people have appreciation for just, like, the knowledge you bring to the community of people that are into fashion and streetwear because that's not really a thing here. So you definitely brought it to life. So I think a lot of people have gratitude towards you guys for that because you're kind of like educators in a sense of you're bringing knowledge to a community of people that don't have it. Because people, I mean, what do they have? East End, PacSun, like
Yeah, that was one of the things too. Like when we first opened, there was nothing like this.
Yeah.
Literally, like I can't remember if
like
there
where are
was
you
a
going to
sneaker
go
store
get
when we
anything
opened.
like this here
Yeah,
before you guys? Probably you couldn't. You had to order it, which I mean,
yeah, definitely.
We try to just carry pieces. Like, it's dope carrying like all like the GRs releases too and
Yeah.
stuff. Like people always look for them, but like what we really like to carry is like the pieces.
that are like
Like
unique.
stuff like you would see in Japan.
It's gonna catch somebody's eye, like just crazy pieces.
Yeah. On that note, you just said Japan. Would you guys ever think of opening another location anywhere in the world?
Oh, we've definitely
Yeah,
got some
That'd be
thoughts
sweet
for
to
sure.
have one
Heat Archive
overseas.
Japan.
Yeah,
Heat Archive Tokyo.
got to start learning some Japanese.
Yeah. Someone's got to go over there for a year or something.
That's Griffin's second home is Japan, so
Really?
he's always going.
Someday, yeah.
Hey, that would be a dream for sure. If the social media keeps blowing up, someone might hit you up on some Japanese timing. Who knows? On that note, the social media, for anyone that doesn't know, Heat Archive just hit a huge milestone of 100,000 followers. Now 105 at the moment, maybe 110. Who knows in real time? But I kind of want to talk about that journey of like the social media growth because I think that's one thing in comparison to all the other businesses I've worked with that's like different is it's like exponential, right? When I first started shopping here in 2022 when I moved here, I think you had, don't quote me, but between 10 and 15,000 followers
We
maybe?
were stuck between 10 and 20 forever.
Forever.
We couldn't get to 20. We were doing a giveaway at 19K.
I want to
We
hear about
posted it.
this.
Wanna hear about this?
Keenan told me about this and was like, you got to ask the boys about this. And I was like, I don't remember this, but apparently this was like hot.
So we did a giveaway for the Kobe 8 gift of Mambas. This is the shoes I'm wearing right here, the Mambasitas. And then we were posted at like 19K, and then it took us like about 3 months to get up to 20.
Get that jump.
To just do
Yeah.
1,000. Now we're doing like that a day. But it was just like we just weren't posted as much and no reels and just kind of like being stale with like the same stuff. So
Mhm.
we just been kind of going with the flow now, what the people like to see.
What type of traction did that giveaway bring? Like,
It ain't bring no traction. We were doing that for 3 months. It was
Yeah.
cool though. We were trying to do it like for the community. We thought like, oh, people are gonna see this because at the time, I mean, they're still going for like about like
That was like the hottest shoe at the time.
yeah, it was like
too,
a super
so.
rare shoe. So we were like, yeah, give these away for the freeze. And then once we posted, I feel like the hype had died down because ain't nobody even was like, oh, I won.
Yeah, after a while, it just gets lost in the feed, and then people really
Yeah.
just don't even
Like,
remember.
a lot of
anything.
people forgot about it too.
Yeah,
honestly,
it took
but
so
we
did it get you to the 20K?
Shit, probably not the giveaway.
Yeah,
I
I was
don't
about
think
to
the
say.
giveaway had much to do with it in 20K. I think just keep posting, being consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reels definitely have turned us up a lot since we started doing.
What point of following did you guys start the reels?
That was like 25K,
25K.
25 to 30K.
And when was that?
That was about like five or 6 months ago.
Okay, so like last summer
Yeah.
or end of last summer,
Yeah.
about. Okay, and what was the original reel? Because we'll get to the most popular one here in a second, but I wonder if that was like the original one.
I feel
Like the one that really went crazy at first is like
the Lil Meech one went crazy first. That one.
What's the Lil
that
Meech
one
one?
did
That one did. Yeah, when Lil Meech came through, that video went up, and then he
was
just
just him
he kept
coming
doing
in.
stuff to like make himself kind of like more out there. He was just doing shit that just gave
cut
him more
that.
attention, and then that video started growing, and then the buyout videos started going absolutely insane for real.
The buyouts. Okay, on the buyout note, anyone that knows Luke in New York City, I was there Fashion Week in February, in that small ass store, just chopping it up with him. Told him I'm from Columbus, not thinking he'd know anything about this place because it's not known for fashion or any of this except for this place. Because Luke's like, oh, you must know the coin flipping dude. And I'm like, I do know the coin flipping dude. And he was like, that shit really put you guys on the map. And I was like literally sitting there like, this fucking coin flip put us on the map. Like that's kind of insane. But I feel like it's so simple, but it's like so funny. Like, I'll be on my feed, like, looking for them. And even, like, with the Luke's videos, I'll look for Luke's stuff because it's like, okay, I'm actually going to laugh at this because, like,
You're intrigued by it.
yeah, I'm intrigued by it. I'm
We gotta
like,
get some Heat Archive coins made.
it's funny you say that. I wanted to get them made and bring them here, but I didn't get enough time. So I promise I'll do that for you guys. I'll find some.
I had to say it out loud,
That'd
so I
be-
didn't forget.
Yeah, delete that. I'm gonna do that for you guys. I just gotta find someone to make a goddamn coin. But it's gotta be like Andrew's face on one side and then like Heat Archive on the other. Cause like Andrew's like the icon for the coin flipping and just like waxing people. And like
Waxing is crazy.
Yeah, we gotta
Andrew.
put some. We
try to-
do this.
We
Right
do
now.
try to pay really fair. I mean, we got to resell items too.
I feel like most of the time we do.
Business, we're not a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Guys.
valid, but like the flip will be so funny because they'll be like the two comparable prices. I'm like, why don't you just go for the middle? Like he's giving you a good price. But that's
gotta-
what's
they're
interesting
gamblers.
about it.
Yeah, we gotta
they're
gamble
gambling.
it. You
They're
know what I'm
putting that
saying?
money on FanDuel right when they leave.
And then they'll try to make a profit.
Got to keep the lights on in
Real.
here. You know what I'm saying? So,
No, but like, no, I understand exactly what you do. I mean, I used to work in the business, but it's intriguing. Like, I guess waxing isn't like a good word because it's more intriguing. Like, people are really willing to like gamble the money for like the video, like
Yeah.
genuinely.
Oh, yeah.
There's
And
been
that's
people that come and say, I want to do the coin flip, and they like are like set on doing a coin flip. Like,
Or even buying
It's-
something, they'll like do one. Like I was like, okay, you would support everything. You win the flip, we'll take 50 off. They're like, oh my god, let's get it.
they probably think that's so cool. Please
Yeah.
record.
it's gone to the point where people will come in and do a coin flip for like $5. Like,
But that's cool. Like
It
that's
is cool.
that you're able. Like you're known for that. Like I promise you, the next place I go to a sneaker store or to any sort of boutique like this, they'll know that, and that's kind of insanely impressive and just like cool that you started something like that. So kudos to you guys for that. That's super awesome. But on that note, another thing that I feel like I've kind of got privy to because of you guys, what's not what
Network now.
yeah, we're on network now.
network,
Yeah.
not
shout out
whatnot.
network.
Yeah.
Shout out network.
Best
Don't know
app in
who
the world.
whatnot is. Okay,
Download
so
it app.
what's that like, and how did you guys get into that?
So it's a live streaming app. We normally start items at $1, so we'll have like a pair of like any shoe. Really,
Could be
like,
literally these Kobe's
these
starting
Kobe.
at $1.
Think of like eBay mixed with Twitch or something.
Okay,
live
Like you're
streaming. app.
And do you
bidding,
get a
it's
lot
an
of
auction, but it's a
traction?
live stream.
Yeah, it goes crazy.
Yeah, it goes crazy.
like how many people are? I'm gonna jump on one.
Normally like a
stream.
couple hundred. Or in the
Okay,
live.
and
Yeah.
they're bidding.
They're
Every
bidding,
item-
stuff
every
goes.
item
There's some
goes.
deals for
Yeah.
sure.
Deals,
There's
and then some
deals.
stuff will sell for even more. We have it in here. Like,
So you
sometimes-
have to sell it, like it's
I
their
mean,
bidding.
Yeah, I mean, we would not
Yeah.
do something wrong. Be like, oh, you bid. We're like, you bid low.
I
we're
mean,
not
sometimes we even might break even or we might take a loss on something.
That's
This
what
one
I'm
time
saying.
we ran a vintage jersey. We just don't have the biggest vintage community, especially on the live selling app, and it literally sold for only $1, and we were obligated to ship it out. So,
Yeah.
'cause we ran it for $1. So.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
would never do none of our customers on there any
That's what I
type
was
of way.
interested by because I've never jumped on it. So I've never known exactly how it works because I'm always doing something. But I'm like, they must be successful with this because they're always
The
pitching.
next
it.
wave, like,
Yeah.
it's definitely helping us out a lot.
Yeah, and then
business-
you just ship
A
it
lot
to
of
them.
like large companies are putting a lot of money into the live selling stuff.
I think Network bought Complex, right?
Yup.
Yep. So
bought
Network
Complex.
actually bought Complex.
So Network is the company you're doing it with now.
Yeah.
But there's multiple platforms that do.
There's two big platforms,
Yeah.
Whatnot and then Network, and we're on the Network app.
Okay, so you have to get like a deal with them of some kind.
Well, network, you actually got to get offered to sell on there.
Oh, wow.
You got to get offered to sell on there, and then you be able to sell on there. Whatnot, I think anybody can sign up.
Okay,
So don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because there's a lot of like random stuff you'll see on Whatnot.
And you can literally sell anything on there.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I mean, you can try to sell anything, but
know
I
my
mean,
little sister was buying Skims and stuff on there.
Damn.
Yeah, she got addicted.
I'm gonna have to tap in. Tap into Network. They're on there. How
Yep.
many days a week are you guys on there?
4 days a week.
4 days.
4 days a week. Damn. Okay, they're
Yep.
popping on the network, so you guys will have to check that out. That's fire. Another thing that I'm interested in, and I feel like people have asked me about it, and I don't know answers to this, is how you got into not just sneakers and the clothes, but the watches. Is that just your thing, Andrew, or is that the store's thing as well?
So $25 is me and my business partner David. We opened that like about a year ago.
Okay.
We all into the watches and stuff, and we sell them to the shop too, and stuff.
So you sell them through here.
Yeah, here, but majority of like the watches we're selling now is like vintage pieces
Okay.
with $25, just purely like organic online sales. We've been starting. We trying to really tap into like the bigger boys and stuff. Like we've sold a good amount of these, but we'll sell like a couple of vintage watches a day.
Oh
Just
wow.
pushing them, yeah. So that's
So
like,
Columbus has a pretty big community of like watch buyers.
I mean, it's growing. It's not. I wouldn't say it's huge,
Okay.
but it's definitely grown like a lot since we first started. We've had like a lot more people get tipped to us and stuff.
Oh,
We
wow.
ship out a lot. Majority of it's shipped out. Like probably like 10% of it's in Columbus local.
Okay. And then it's like online as well, I
Yeah,
assume.
we do a lot.
Okay. Wow.
A lot to, like a lot wholesale to wholesalers. Like a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But-
Yeah. I'm interested just because, like, working in high fashion, like, I feel like watches are on a big roll right now. Like, I see a lot of people interested in watches and just like jewelry. Like, you guys also carry some jewelry pieces, which I'm super interested in because I see a lot of people purchasing that from like the designer point of view. So I'm interested to see where you guys go with that or if that grows at all, just because I've seen people.
Definitely think it can definitely.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Especially with what we sell in here. I mean, if you like shoes and I mean, if you got an expensive taste when you come in here, most people like the watches too.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, quick game. We're gonna play blank or blank with all of you. You can all answer unanimously. LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe.
LeBron.
I think LeBron a better player, but I like Kobe's mindset.
His mindset better. Okay, this should be an easy one. But checks or stripes?
Checks.
Stripes every day.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Adidas is dead now. They lost
Yeah.
Yeezy. I haven't seen any Adidas
After
and they're making
after the
shoes
Kanye
that look
slander, what they did to him, I can't go.
So you're on Team Kanye.
Yeah.
That's your boy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
I'm
the boy.
sti-
That's the goat.
yeah,
That's the
it's-
GOAT?
I mean,
Okay, Kanye or Drake?
Oh, Kanye every
Yeah,
day.
Kanye.
Come
We're team
on.
Kanye in here.
Come on.
I like Kanye. I like Kanye more.
Yeah, back on it.
I mean, but Kanye has a more passion for like the fashion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel
I
like
agree.
You talking strictly music or just
I'm talking
Yeah.
all around.
Oh,
strictly music? It's Kanye too by far.
Oh, wow.
I don't know about that.
That's a big statement. That's gonna be turned into.
They're
a
both
reel
good,
right
but
there.
hey, Kanye the
I
goat.
hear you. Okay. Okay, Louis V or Chrome?
That's a good one right there.
I gotta go Chromie.
Yeah, Chrome.
I might have to agree with the guys on this one. I'm gonna go Chrome.
Honestly, I'm not mad at you for it because
I do like Louis Vuitton a lot though, but Chrome is Chrome.
yeah.
The thing about Chrome, you could have all the money. It's just hard to find those pieces. Like
Yeah.
stuff doesn't come around. Like the jeans and stuff, like they go for like 10K, but you can't find them.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
Chrome's
Especially
true
authentic
designs,
ones.
for real.
yeah. It's wild. Hearing him and his wife's story was kind of wild to me. They started in a whole fucking garage, which is kinda
Crazy,
wild.
yeah.
Making biker jackets.
Yeah.
And
On that note, like, how do you guys get a lot of Chrome pieces in here from going to Chrome, or do you get a lot of it from clientele?
mixture.
Yeah.
A lot of like the real crazy pieces will be like from clientele and stuff that people we build relationships with.
Yeah,
And
stuff's not in the store.
Yeah, like you can't go in the store and find like a pair of jeans.
It sells.
Oh, it sells.
It's
They
never
resell.
gonna-
Yeah.
I was just out in LA at the LA Chrome
Oh,
store.
most of them
and
in their stores.
Yeah,
I thought you
in
meant
store.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
I
no,
thought you meant
in
this
in Chrome stores they don't.
Do you guys ever? Do you ever try to reach out to them to get it, or like?
You
We
gotta-
have, but we
Yeah.
know a lot of the people up there, but it's just like they're not gonna sell it to us when they have like a client that
Yeah, understood.
want to wear it and stuff. And we have gotten pieces like that from them, but it's not like a bunch that we can really have in here. and keep
It's
it
hard to
recycled.
get it when they don't have
Yeah,
it. Every
yeah.
time I've been in there, they don't have a lot because it just sells so fast.
Funny story is I when I was out in LA a couple weeks ago, I actually ran into the creator of V-Loan, ASAP
Really?
Bari. Yep. As I was walking out, he was coming in. I was chopping it up with bro.
Super funny story
Yeah.
on that note is the apartment I lived when I was out in LA working was ASAP Bari's apartment.
Oh really?
Yeah. So, the owner of the store that I used to work at, he rented the apartment after ASAP Bari. So like his like print, like his like signature that he did with graffiti is like on the balcony.
Oh really?
And it was like wild, just like seeing pictures on his Instagram of like our view and like we had the same view. So
That is
That's
great.
dope.
it was pretty wild. Yeah, living out there is crazy. But
Yeah, you never know who you're gonna run into when you're on Melrose.
yeah. Speaking of run into, what is your guys' craziest client interaction in the store? It can be a celebrity or it can just be a random stranger that was super wild, funny, or weird.
Interaction.
Craziest.
I think I had the
interaction.
craziest interaction with a homeless person when he came in.
They came in here.
Yeah, he came in here. He was Oh my gosh, he was acting
Story time.
super, super weird. He was like touching the shoes and like kind of like rubbing them softly with his hands.
He liked how they felt.
Then he went through the racks and was like taking his arm and like going, walking all down the aisle and just like rubbing his arms on him. Like, yeah, dude, you gotta get out of here.
gotta
And then he
go.
turned on me and started like acting like he wanted to fight me.
Did you fight?
I had to do what I had to do. So
No comment. No
Yeah.
No
comment.
comment.
Okay, Griffin, what about you? Craziest interaction?
Oh, that's a good one. At the old store, we had some cool experiences. I think like the coolest one was when ASAP Ferg and Made in Tokyo
that
came
was
in.
dope.
I
That was
saw
dope.
that post. That was
We were
crazy.
just chilling in the store like after we closed for a while, and we're just chopping it up, and they were asking like us a bunch of cool questions, and we were smoking and shit in there.
Yeah.
I got another funny story when Andrew's done about that.
Okay, yeah. What brought them in, going off of that question?
Jay was just on tour on the city.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
they actually performed at Newport, which is
we have mad beef with Newport, so we'll get into that in a
I
second.
don't like Newport either.
Really? I
They
just
kicked
sued.
that out.
I just sued.
Yeah, we'll just get into the little story too. So when ASAP Ferg came through and Tokyo, we went to their concert and whatever, and I wasn't even 21 at the time, but Andrew had got me a drink from the bar, and we were literally standing off to the side, and like one of the security guys come up to me, he's like, "Hey, you got your ID?" And I'm like, "Man, here we go." And of course, I'm like acting like, "Oh man, I forgot it," whatever, and then he ends up kicking me out.
Oh, damn.
Of the concert
Before it even starts.
and then like literally I think 20 minutes later goes by and Tokyo hits me up and is like, "Yo, like, you trying to bring me some smoke to the tour bus?" And we ended up going over there and we were just chilling on their tour bus with them. And
So you won.
yeah, for sure won. It was fate. It was fate.
Yeah. So
And
did
then-
you get in with Tokyo? Did he bring you in?
They literally left us on their tour bus, went inside to perform, and came back to the tour bus.
Yeah, we were just chilling
We were
on the
literally
bus.
just sitting on the bus like,
with the bus driver. We were just chopping up with the bus driver.
You're like, what's your life like?
He had
That's
some
wild.
Cool stories, dude.
It all works out. Funny story on that note. I guess this is going to be the episode that I expose it. When I first moved here, I went to an NLE Champa concert at the
Right.
Newport. Funny story. He jumped off the stage and no one caught him, and he hit my head. I fell to the ground, and he stepped on my head, and I ended up suing the Newport because he wasn't legally allowed to do that.
So-
I'm cool now, but like NLE Champa, if you see this, like we're still beefing. Back to the original question, craziest interaction for you, Andrew.
Craziest interaction. It was pretty dope when Trippy came through.
Yeah,
That was cool.
I can imagine.
Gary Trent came through and spent a little 50K.
yeah, that was
What did he get?
Dope.
What
He
did?
bought
anything he's
a
seen.
lot of shit.
Yeah.
He bought a ton of vintage tees.
He's on an Adidas contract too, so he
yeah.
didn't buy like any shoes. He just bought only clothes.
Literally.
Yeah, no shoes, just clothes. He bought some chrome jewelry. He was just going crazy, just getting pieces of a lot of dope shit. He bought like this like runway V-Lone sample denim jacket we had. Like V-Lone pieces like that is still hot. Like
Yeah.
They're fire, for
I
sure.
can't.
Good V-Lone.
Yeah.
The good one for sure.
Cornell were just like.
He said Gary said he's about to come back through and
Hey,
beat the record, the Heat Archive record.
and
So,
he's holding it right now.
yes,
Yeah, 50K,
50K
yeah.
came
He
back
wants
to
to
back
beat it?
days. Yep.
Did he like clear out your racks, or was that only a couple
I
things?
mean, it was light for the racks, but he definitely got a lot of fire pieces.
Yeah.
We're just so overstocked with shit. Like, we probably got half the inventory in the back that's not
That's
even out
wild.
the racks.
Hey, you got to do one of those videos where you like do the prices of everything as he's like checking it out.
Oh,
Trying to beat
yeah.
the
Like
record.
some complex.
Yeah, like some complex. I mean, that'd be cool. Sam, what you were gonna bring up? The story. You
Yeah, about the
Hey, well, you got on
ASAP
the tour
Ferg.
bus, so
yeah.
good for you.
That was definitely dope. We've had a lot of good encounters, you know. Majority of our customers are great customers, you know. We treat everybody the same, you know.
Yeah,
Whether
gotta
you're
show
spending
love.
money or not. Like, you know, we love to do this. So.
yeah. On that note, what's the future look like for Heat Archive? We have any plans? I know we talked.
Oh,
a
Heat
little
Archive just started.
Yeah, hey, flowers just starting to blossom. for
Yeah.
us.
bit. There's a lot of things in the
Just got some Heat Archive chains for the guys.
Yeah,
Everybody.
100K, like I said.
100K gifts. We
Yesterday
got our
we-
managers that have been with us since day one. We got them some
Yeah.
chains.
It's 3 of them, right?
Yep, Tan,
Yeah.
Keon, and Keenan.
Shout out to you guys,
Yep.
Even though you're
You
not
guys have
here.
been around for
Hell,
since
this
day
shit now,
one.
like
yeah.
3 years.
Since the original store.
Nah, like right when we were moving into here, when we were getting all the tags ready, inventory ready, like pretty much much at that time.
That's when they came.
Yeah.
I
We
met
didn't
I
have
met
any
Tan and
employees at our old store.
It was just you three?
Us
yeah,
three
just us three.
Damn.
for 2
So
years.
you guys were never going
Every day.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Closed Mondays, and then other than
That was
we
the
were
only
working
day.
24/7. But it like 80-hour work weeks for like 2 years straight.
Right.
Like grinding.
They
Consistency.
needed fucking managers.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh,
we
it
need a
definitely
break.
like, took a load off.
Definitely take a load off, especially when you got so many tasks to do. You know, you can't do everything yourself.
Yeah. And
You
you
wanna go-
deserve, I mean, when you work that hard for, I mean, even before the first store, you worked so long to get to
Oh,
this
yeah.
point. You deserve a break and to go to LA and Tokyo and all the places you want to go and
Yeah.
have a life outside of like your business. Even though this is your life, but
Yeah.
you can have a life outside of that too. That's awesome.
It's nice too when we go out of town because majority of the time we can just go shop for the store and
Yeah.
get inventories.
So you're working. even
Yeah,
though you're
it's really
traveling. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, to be determined what is going to come from Heat Archive.
Heat Archive number 2. Still waiting on it.
In planning, in process.
Yep.
All right. Back to where we all began, which is the love of the fashion. At the end of every episode, I do style my lovely friends here. So today I have picked out 3 outfits for all 3 of them. And we're going to go through piece by piece of what I picked out in their lovely establishment. So you can buy all these pieces here as well as thousands of others, which you can look at their Instagram account, which is Heat Archive, and their website, which is heatarchive.com,
Archive.com.
and their Facebook and their network? Is it
Yep,
network?
network.
And their network and all their stuff. So on to the fits. All right, on to the fits. So today I got to style all 3 of them in wardrobing from their own location here at Heat Archive in Columbus. So I'm going to kind of go through one by one, break it down, and then I'm going to have each of them describe the process of actually sourcing those pieces into their location. So starting off with Matt. He has Louis Vuitton carpenter pants on in the Kelly green, and then he has everything green, my favorite color. So. And then he has the matching varsity jacket that we actually wardrobe someone in. Perfect turnaround. Good job, Matt. He's a model already. And then, of course, the G Fazos on feet. So
Can't go wrong.
what is it like sourcing designers, specifically Louis Vuitton, into your guys' shop?
Honestly, we love sourcing like the good one-off pieces just because we know nobody else is gonna have them. So that's what brings like people like Trippy Red or like those higher profile people into the store like this. Especially when you're in Columbus, like nobody else, like where else in Columbus or anywhere around here, you're gonna get some good Louis Vuitton pieces that they don't sell out or they don't have at the store anymore. So
Yeah, and earlier in the podcast, they were saying with pieces like that, it's kind of a 50-50. Either they go source it or it's something that a client's actually bringing into the storefront. So that's really cool.
stuff like this, we have to go out and buy on our own. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
but I mean, coming from someone that works in the actual retail side of things, it's like that stuff is really limited, and like when it's gone, it's gone. Which is why places like this exist, so people can still obtain it potentially. So that's awesome. On to Griffin's outfit. He has the Stussy varsity jacket, which I love the patchwork on it. I've actually never seen that piece.
Denim Tears, right?
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
collab. Okay,
Denim
period.
Tears, Stussy.
And then, of course, those are not the OGs. Those are the reimagined on feet, correct?
Yep.
Beautiful. And then why am I blanking right now?
Gallery.
Thank you. I almost said Denim Tears. Rewind. So he's got the reimagined on feet and then the gallery department on the pants, which I like how they flare onto the ones. Those are really neat.
Yeah, this is nice with the ones.
On that note, how easy is gallery sourced in store and how well does it sell?
Gallery's pretty easy for us to source now, especially now that there are like a couple different retailers, as well as having some connections with people at gallery itself. What was the second thing you used?
You said how easy to obtain it. How does it sell?
Gallery used to sell a lot better. It still sells really well, but
Yeah.
I feel like the flare trend is kind of dying down. Last summer it was like the hottest trend out. Like everyone wanted flare denim or like it was like almost like a bell bottom type denim.
Yeah,
But
everything
now
comes
people
around.
are going away from it. I feel like, but it's still semi-popular. We still sell a good amount of the gallery. They're just good materials, good fit.
Yeah. I like that outfit. I was like kind of.
Yeah,
cool how
I
it
think
all
that one's a
fits together.
good calm
flows for
fit
sure.
too.
It's a good, it's a flow calm fit, yeah. And back to that jacket. That jacket is just so cool. Again, never seen it, so thank you for bringing it to my attention. That's a collab.
It's a rare one. You don't
That's
see
a.
that.
And what do we have that price at in store?
$1,000.
Hey, that's not bad.
Not bad.
1,000?
You don't see the Stussy varsities for sale often. They
Hey.
usually sell really quick.
Come do a coin flip. It might be $800 for you. So who knows?
You might get it for free. You might get it for free, or we're gonna charge you double. If you
Or you're
win, you
gonna
can have
risk
it
it.
for free.
You never
We
know.
win, you gotta pay double.
And then last on top, he's got the Chrome Hearts hat.
Matty
It's
boy.
cool, yeah, and Matty Boy, that's right. And yeah, that's a cool piece too. Brings it all together. I love it. And then last but certainly not least, we have Andrew's outfit, which again, we got a lot of Louis Vuitton inspired, or I should say straight from Louis Vuitton pieces. He has the Brooklyn Off-White Forces on foot, which my favorite shoes. So if anyone has a size 4.5 or 5, go ahead and slide me a DM.
R.I.P. Virgil.
RP Virgil, no, for real. And then he's got the, as he calls, the watermelon joints on pants that used to, he said, actually be his personals, which I'm surprised you even gave those up because those are super hard. That go with the Brooklyns. And then the pink scripture on the Utopia, it's a collab, right?
This is St. Michael.
Yeah.
Jack, yo.
Again, not hipped. So St. Michael and Travis shirt, really cool. And then, of course, the Louis jacket that kind of ties it all together that you better get it or he said he's going to grab it next winter. So it's now or never, guys. So, yeah, on that note, we already kind of talked about sourcing from Louis Vuitton. But for, like, those cooler, more unique pieces like Off-White Forces, how often are you guys seeing those in the shop? What are the type of clients that are bringing those in?
Yeah, so
Not
people
like-
bring stuff like that in, honestly, a good amount. Like, a couple times a week, we'll get some Forces brought in, like some Off-Whites here and there. Like, people bring a lot of stuff in, especially now with the buyout videos. People will drive like 12 hours just to come sell us
Yeah,
stuff.
a lot of people are starting to drive from
Yeah.
out of state to bring us stuff, which is
Did
honestly
they warn
dope.
you? Or they just
Nah,
pull up?
some like what last week this dude pulled up from New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Him and his
Hampshire?
dad drove down and got a hotel and stayed the night.
Yeah,
And
that's
just
like what,
Literally
10
came
hours?
just to sell us some stuff and check out the shop.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
like
that's
a,
definitely the furthest someone's came.
yeah, that's
so
a
far, but it's
10
Shout out
plus
to New
hour.
Hampshire, for real, wherever you are out there.
This dude came from Virginia like 2 weeks ago to sell us his LV jacket. He sold us like 10,000 worth of clothes. He came crazy.
Wow.
No warning at all. Just pulled up with like
Just pulled
four
up?
duffel bags. Yeah.
That's
We're always buying, so
Did he flip?
Coin flip. I think he did. I still got to edit the video that all the stuff he brought in. But yeah, it went crazy. He got some good pieces. He used to have a store and then he shut down, so he was just trying to liquidate.
Liquidate. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I love how these 3 fits turned out. Maybe
yeah, they look
you
great.
can-
I think it fits all 3 of our styles too.
Yeah, so you can either come pick those up here in the store, or they might steal them and wear them out the next time I see them out. Who knows? But I appreciate everyone for tuning in to this episode of the Save the Best for Last. And come check out Heat Archive on High Street in Columbus, Ohio. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Peace.